What is up, YouTube? I'm Enator18, and in this video, I'm going to be showing off a new world that I have for you guys to download that has a bunch of my recent Slimestone creations in it. So, here, I'm going to go in order through them. So, basically, this first one is a TNT Cannon design, a mobile TNT Cannon design, a super compact one. And actually, this YouTuber, Dylan D, used it in one of his contraptions. So, huge thanks to him. I'll put the video in the description. You should go watch that. It's really cool. He has some pretty amazing stuff in it. And so, just thanks for using my contraption in one of your builds and showing it in the video. So this thing, let's just go over how it works. Basically, if you put a TNT there, and then you push from here, it has to be from here. You have to push it from there. If you push it, it shoots the TNT. And basically the way this works is first this piston pushes the redstone block here, igniting the TNT. Second, this segment gets pulled forward, pushing the big actual cannon part forward, and this back slime block launches the ignited TNT forward, and then immediately after, this piston gets updated, does that, so it launches forward and then up. And so, yeah, that is... This thing is just completely awesome. It's really easy to incorporate into your builds. You just have set up kind of like this, and then you just push it, and then you can connect this to whatever you want, and then you can have a build. This is less of a finished product and more of a component that goes into other bigger builds, and we'll see that coming up pretty soon. And so next, this is my missile design. I've made a few missiles, but this is the only really truly good one. This works amazingly. It flies pretty fast because it has the standard 2-piston observer engine, and it just flies in a straight direction and then blows up when it hits something. And so okay, that didn't go too well. Let's try that again. So, as I was saying, you launch it, and it starts flying, and it just keeps on flying and flying and flying and flying until it runs into something. That something has to be at least 2 blocks, but once it runs into something, it blows up. On to our next creation. So, what this is an awesome walking combat robot. So this thing is amazing. It works amazingly. It walks and it can fire TNT. So let's demonstrate that. So if you break this redstone torch, the thing will start moving, and here you can see we have the TNT cannon on the arm. So if it only fires while you're moving, but if you're standing, you want to place TNT right here, it'll fire. And if you want to blow something up on the other side, you kind of walk over here and place TNT there. You just need to be careful that you place it in the right spot, and then you put the redstone torch back there to stop it again. So, one thing to note about if you're going to use World Edit or something similar to copy this into another world, first you want to take a furnace place one here, one here, one here. You know what? I'll include the world download with all of the furnaces already placed. If you want to use it, just remove all the furnaces, and this will be for all the machines. All the machines will have furnaces placed in them so that they're copy safe, but then just make sure you break the furnaces before you use them. So, yeah, so that is this thing. Basically, it has the same leg design as Cube Hamster's Atlas. Basically, everyone uses this design. It's like a really nice, compact, simple leg design. And then we have a 4 Caterpillar engine with a redstone torch start-stop device. And so the only thing you need to drive this thing is a redstone torch and a bunch of TNT to fire. And that's all you need. And so next up, this is our next build. So for this, you need fire charges to start and stop it. In creative mode, you only need 1. But I guess in survival mode, you would need a bunch of them. But so basically what this is that these last 2 are purely functional. They are not for like combat purposes. They just look cool. They just look cool. They don't like shoot or anything. You could attach weapons to them, and I'm probably going to do that in the future. But for now, I kind of like how they look as normal, and I actually forgot to do it on this world, but one thing I do to this one is I put stairs like this to make it look kind of like it has like a little head thing. And so, with this thing, all you gotta do is you wanna stand on these honey blocks, and you know what, I'll show it from over here, but normally you stand on those honey blocks and you click this with a fire charge. And your machine will start walking. And so, well, I'm not a huge fan of the walking animation on this robot. It's still okay. It works just fine, and I could have made it look nicer, but I kind of like the way it looks right now. And it's just a basic, simple little walking robot thing. And then to stop again, you press the fire charge, and you make sure you press it while the 2 pistons are next to each other. So, like, while it's moving, anytime when those pistons are next to each other, you click it, and it puts it back, and then the machine will stop. That is a start-stop mechanism created by Cube Hamster. I'll link the video in the description. The only downside of having a ton of them is it does have this clock. So if you had maybe an army of these, it might cause a bit of lag with all the clocks constantly going. But that's only a minor downside. And so now, finally, we have this beast. This is a giant 4-legged walking robot thing. Not quite as big as Cube Hamster's Gargantua, maybe, but it's like a mid-sized one. And so, and if you're wondering why the feet are offset, that is not an accident, that is intentional, because this way, the legs move forward by 2, so this way, this one will step forward and be one block ahead, kind of representing how animals normally walk. Like, one leg steps in front of the other, and then another one steps in front of the other one. Whereas for this one leg steps in front and then the other leg catches up. But, so this one probably has a better walking animation. And so, what you do for this one is you click a fire charge here. It uses the same start-stop mechanism as the last one. Again, video will be in the description. But this time, you're standing up front here on this big honey block platform, the cockpit area. So now, let's see this thing in action. This thing is pretty awesome. It has a really nice walking animation where the legs go up, forward 2, and they step in front of the other one. They go up 1, forward 2, down 1, and it's just overall super nice animation. And it just looks so cool while it's walking. It's just absolutely sick. And it would be even cooler if it had weapons on it, but for now, I kind of like it without the weapons, just in its standard form. I may make another video. I may, in another video, have a version of this with weapons on it. Because it wouldn't be too hard. You kind of just replace these outer shell bits with TNT cannons or something. And then, of course, like the other ones, when the two pistons go together, you click this to separate, and the machine will stop.